Imagine a teammate who never sleeps and works your service desk like a human, reads tickets, looks things up, takes action, and knows when to escalate. That's a digital coworker, an AI agent with a real persona. In the next 10 minutes, you'll build one. We'll cover the persona, the architecture, the tools, and the big question: MCP versus API. Let's get started. You're building a Tier 1 service desk agent. Think about what a human agent actually does. They greet the user, understand the issue, check the knowledge base, and look up the ticket or account. Then they take a safe action, like resetting a password, update the ticket, and reply. And when a case is genuinely hard, they escalate to a human. Your agent will follow those exact same steps, reliably and at scale. A persona is more than a chatbot. It has three parts. First, a clear identity, a name and a role. Second, defined behavior, its goals and its tone. Third, boundaries, what it may and may not do. You define this mostly through the system prompt, plus the scope, tools, and guardrails you hand it. Identity, behavior, and boundaries together turn a raw model into a trustworthy coworker. Here's Aria's card. Name and role. Aria, a Tier 1 service desk agent. Goal: resolve common IT issues quickly and safely. Tone: friendly and concise. Rules and guardrails: stay on IT topics, verify identity, never expose sensitive data, and get approval for risky actions. Boundary: escalate when unsure. Each field maps straight into the system prompt, so Aria's identity, behavior, and limits are written down, not assumed. Here's the map of the territory, top to bottom. Don't worry about the details yet. We'll walk through each layer next. At the top are channels: Slack, email, the portal. They feed the agent runtime, the model, the persona, and the agent loop. Below that, a tools layer reaching your other systems. Then knowledge, your help desk articles loaded right into the prompt, and memory for the conversation and history. Cutting across everything, guardrails and human handoff. Here's the cycle that drives Aria. She perceives, reading the request. She reasons, deciding the next step. She acts, calling a tool. She observes, reading the result. Then she repeats, until the issue is resolved or she hands off. And here's the key. The model chooses each next action itself, instead of following a fixed script. That self-directed loop is exactly what separates a true agent from plain automation. At the center of that loop is the brain, and it's really two things working together. The model decides what to do. The persona, your system prompt, constrains how it's done. The model interprets the goal and chooses among the tools you've given it. The persona keeps every choice on scope and on tone. Get this pairing right, what versus how. And Aria behaves reliably instead of improvising. Tools are how Aria acts. Picture a hub with spokes. Search the knowledge base, look up a ticket, verify identity, reset a password, update or create a ticket, and send email. Each spoke is a function the model can call. These are the hands of your digital coworker. Without them, Aria can only talk. With them, she actually gets things done, reading context and taking real action in your systems. Two things keep Aria sharp. For knowledge, skip the retrieval pipeline and just put it in the prompt. Load the relevant help desk policies and playbook straight into her context, so she reads them directly and answers from real, current rules. With today's large context windows, this is simpler and very effective. Then, memory, short-term for this conversation, and long-term for user and ticket history in an external store, so Aria never starts from zero. Guardrails are what make autonomy safe to ship. Set scope limits so Aria handles only IT topics. Require identity verification before any account action. Enforce PII and data handling rules. Demand human approval for risky or irreversible actions. And define clear escalation to a person. Validation, permissions, and human-in-the-loop checkpoints are the difference between a helpful coworker and one you can't trust in production. Don't hand-roll all this. An agent SDK gives you the loop, tool, and function calling, sessions and memory, streaming, guardrail hooks, and often built-in support for connecting external tools. More on that shortly. So you skip writing the loop, retries, tool schemas, and parsing yourself. The pattern is simple. Define the persona as your system prompt, register your tools, and run the loop. Think Claude Agent SDK or the OpenAI Agents SDK. So, how does Aria reach the outside world? You've got two ways. 1. A direct API integration, custom code straight against each service. 2. MCP, the Model Context Protocol. This is the big architecture decision in your build, and it shapes how much you maintain and how easily you grow. So let's put them side by side and compare them properly. With a direct API integration, you write custom code for each service. ServiceNow, Okta, email, each against its own REST, API, or SDK. You handle the endpoints, the auth, the pagination, the errors. The upside is real, full control, and it can be very efficient and low latency. The downside is tight coupling. Every tool is bespoke, the capabilities are fixed in code, and you maintain each one yourself. MCP, the Model Context Protocol, is an open standard from Anthropic, often called USB-C for AI tools. An MCP server exposes tools, resources, and prompts in a standard way. Your agent acts as the host, embedding an MCP client that discovers and calls those tools at runtime, no hard coding. And here's the key insight. An MCP server usually wraps an underlying API. So MCP is a standard layer on top, not a competitor to APIs. Compare them on the rows that matter. Integration. API means custom code per service. MCP means one standard protocol. Coupling. API is tight, MCP is loose. Discovery. API is manual and hard-coded. MCP is dynamic at runtime. Reuse and maintenance. With AP is you build and own each one. With MCP, you share servers across agents and tools. That's the contrast at a glance. So which do you pick? Use a direct API for a single, tightly controlled, high-performance integration you fully own, or when no MCP server exists. Use MCP for reusable tools, third-party and ecosystem tools, multi-agent setups, and whenever you want to add or swap tools without rewriting the agent. And remember, they combine. It's rarely either or, since MCP servers so often call AP as under the hood. Now the same map, filled in with real tools. Channels, Slack, and the portal. Feed the Aria agent. Persona plus SDK plus loop. Aria connects through MCP servers to named systems, an ITSM like ServiceNow or Jira, identity like Okta, and the knowledge base, with a direct API where you need one. Behind that sit a memory store and a human handoff queue. MCP is the standardized tool bus tying it all together. Let's trace a real ticket and watch the pieces fire in order. I can't log in, arrives. Aria verifies identity through the identity tool. She reads the ticket through MCP into the ITSM. She checks the playbook loaded in her prompt. She resets the password through a tool or API. She updates the ticket and replies. And if it isn't a simple reset, the escalation path hands it to a human. Here's the method to make Aria do exactly what your team does. Translate what already works. Take your existing human runbooks and standard operating procedures and encode them directly as the agent's instructions plus the matching tools. Each step in a runbook becomes either a written rule or a tool call. Start from proven procedures, not a blank page. And Aria inherits years of hard-won team knowledge from day one. Now, the rollout discipline. Start narrow, just one or two ticket types. Keep your guardrails and human approval in place. Log and measure resolution quality so you have real evidence it's working. Then expand scope gradually, one workflow at a time. Whatever you do, Don't grant full autonomy on day one. You earn that trust with data by proving each workflow before you loosen the reins on the next. Let's recap. Persona is who it is. Architecture is how it runs, the loop, the brain, and memory. Tools are what it can do, connected through MCP or API. The SDK is the framework you build on, so you don't hand-roll the plumbing. And guardrails plus human handoff are how you keep it safe. Get those 5 right, and you've got a real digital coworker, not just a chatbot. Here's my advice. Don't try to boil the ocean. Pick one workflow, like password resets. Give your agent a clear persona and the right tools, and ship it with a human in the loop. You'll learn fast and grow from there. If this helped you understand how to build an AI digital coworker, hit like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and good luck building Aria.